for the very latest, we can go to Beirut. Our correspondent Linda Tamim is there. So, Linda, we've had 3 straight nights of clashes in Tripoli, and it looks as though unrest has broken out again.
Yes, it seems so. We have protesters that are demonstrating right in front of houses of MPs from Tripoli, vowing revenge for the person who lost his life, and saying that every blood spilled is not going to go in vain. So in that sense, the protesters are very angry, and they're quite vocal about this at the moment. So they're setting trash bins on fire, they're blocking roads, and they will continue forward with those protests, it seems.
And is this purely about those lockdown measures that Lebanon has put into place?
Well, obviously, behind the lockdown, what's the main sufferance? Where does it stem from? Obviously, Tripoli is the poorest city in Lebanon, or one of the poorest at least. And in that sense, a lot of them live with less than $2 per day. A lot of them are street vendors. A lot of them are taxi drivers. A lot of those people that you see in that footage rely on day-to-day wages. And in that sense, the lockdown is only making the economic situation so much worse for them. So they're clearly expressing that frustration through those demonstrations because they've had enough. They feel suffocated. They say they don't have access to fuel to keep warm during the winter. They can't even shop for basic necessities because in most of the country, a lot of people rely on delivery in order to get their groceries. But in Tripoli and in a lot of poor areas across Lebanon, delivery is not accessible. So in that sense, a lot of them have to break the rules and have to go and either work or just purchase, if they can purchase anything in the first place, their own groceries on their own. So in that sense, a lot of people feel very choked there.
And of course, in Lebanon, as elsewhere, the government has to walk this very fine line between keeping the economy going while at the same time keeping people safe from the virus. Just how bad is the situation when it comes to the coronavirus in Lebanon?
Right, it's quite a dilemma for the government, especially knowing that the government at the moment is scarcely helping those in need. The government aid is very, very scarce, and a lot of people are complaining they're not getting the necessary aid in order to keep their food on the table. But at the same time, what do you do when you have an unprecedented coronavirus crisis? You have ICU and hospitals that are at full capacities, not to mention that you also have a shortage of equipment, a shortage of oxygen as well. A lot of people can't even be admitted to hospital. They're turned away. They're turned down by most hospitals. So in that sense, the government really is struggling to find a solution and is urging a lot of people to keep and remain patient in order to solve this crisis, or at least flatten the curve and slow down the spread of the virus, because at the moment it's quite catastrophic. We had yesterday close to 4,000 cases and a record number of 76 deaths. So as you can see, it's quite a catastrophic situation.